Everybody, and welcome to this video where I tackle the subject of morality for my class on professional ethics. And the starting question is, if you could do everything and anything you want without consequence, would you? Go where you want, do what you want, take what you want. So you're thinking dream vacation, that product that I've been saving up for, and winning a lottery ticket. Who's that going to hurt? Would it actually be a good or desirous thing to do anything you want without repercussions? Plato's classic work, The Republic, the myth of Gyges, deals with this. And it's similar to Frodo from Lord of the Rings, where Gyges has the opportunity to live invisibly and nobody can discover what he does. And it asks the question, why should we be moral? What's the value in living morally? And I want to start by taking a look at the universal worldwide level. What if everybody could do this? No repercussions. What would the world turn into? This is a world where potentially everyone can live after their own desires, able to exercise the full extent of their self-interest with total disregard for others. Would you like to be in that world? Would you like to contribute to that world? Because what it becomes is dog eat dog, Lord of the Flies dystopia. And I don't think we want to go there. But what if only you could have that situation? Would you want to have what no one else can have? What kind of power does this lead to anyways? Does it satisfy? Let's think psychologically and physiologically. You'd want something bigger and greater and beyond what you already have. And so with each successive thing that you do or have or get, you need more. With immediacy of gratification, there's so little work involved that you don't feel that same reward, and so you become desensitized and tolerant, just like drugs. You're not satisfied. You see, the selfishness of immorality is a bottomless pit that never satisfies. James chapter 4 tells us what happens when we give in to selfish desires. In fact, he says, what causes quarrels and fights among you? Is it not this, that your passions are at war within you? You desire and do not have, so you murder. You covet and cannot obtain, so you fight and quarrel. You do not have because you do not ask. You ask and do not receive because you ask wrongly to spend it on your passions. Selfish desire leads to selfish action which harm others. We must have morality. But let's look on a socioeconomic level. Author Vishal Mangalwadi, in his book Truth and Transformation, a manifesto for alienation, tells of a story where he went into a dairy farm in a foreign nation with his friend. And the friend says, hey, just grab your jug and pour the milk from the tap, put your cash in the dish, take your change, and we're good to go. There's no employees, there's no one anywhere. And he was mind blown by this situation. He's like, what? In my country, man, people would be stealing the milk, they'd be stealing the cash, and they'd be out of here. He told this story actually to another group, and they said, that's really funny because I'd steal the cows too. You see, this system that was working was a system of trust. This is before the era of CCTV, so there's no accountability. And what do we have here? If we don't have trust, we need to hire employees to manage the purchases and the products. Well then, if the customer is not going to be honest, why should the supplier, the farmer, be honest? Why not add milk or other things so that they can make more money? Well, now we need regulators, but then the farmer might bribe the regulator, so now we need governing bodies to manage all of that. So you've got all these layers of extra workers and extra cost, and that drives up the price, and at the end, the customer's got to pay more. So what actually is the net result of lack of trust, of lack of morality? You pay more, and people are not doing the productive, beneficial, honest work that they could be doing when they have to manage a system of distrust. I tell you, our world needs trust. Our world needs morality. But I want to appeal to the essence of who you are. Living selfishly, immorally, is not who God called and created you to be. You see, when he made the earth, he said, go be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and have dominion over it. But this dominion, this effort, this work was meant to be benevolent, responsible, and caring for the earth and those around. You see, in our wickedness in our day, we have been corrupted where we now live selfishly. But it is by the blood of Jesus that you are made new, that you're restored, and to live rightly into the good, right, true, just, honest way that God intended you to be. God has actually put eternity inside each one of us. We have this sense that there's something more and beyond this life. God has given you a conscience, a sense of right and wrong, and a need for justice, and that it will come eventually to justice. Universally, this is what God has done when he put his image within us. And in this fallen world, we might get hurt, we might get offended, and sometimes we're even deceived and out of touch with the truth. But I tell you that justice and truth and goodness and morality is a flame within your heart, that even if it has been squashed, it has not gone out. Because this is a part of the likeness of God. God is trustworthy, he is good, he is just, and so is that. If you get in touch with it, I tell you, you will long for a moral and true and good world. So I wish to close this video with a firm call for us to wake up to this reality. That God has shown you, as in Malachi 6:8, oh man, what is good? And what does the Lord require of you? To act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God. God has called you and created you to be a good and faithful steward of all the things that he has put in your life. He has called you to live rightly and justly and to act with righteousness and holiness. And with these things, the world becomes more like heaven, a place where every wrong is made right, every tear is wiped away, and where all live in blessed and loving harmony with one another. Why be moral? Because it's right and it's true and there is no other way.